Yo guys, welcome back to another video. Today we have another news video, first one in a while. If you haven't seen already, check my videos out yesterday. It took me a while to edit, especially the FIFA one. But anyway, today we've got a news video on Chelsea news. That's why you're here. As we do, let me read you them out. Liverpool and Chelsea ready to battle for signing. Believe the player can be a superstar of the decade. Jeez. Second one, Real Madrid could be hit with 4 injury absences for Chelsea Champions League clash. Third one, Ousmane Dembele sends message to Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel amid transfer links, and Sevilla willing to sell 22-year-old Frenchman to Chelsea as part of a swap deal involving Hakim Ziyech. So starting off with the first one, Chelsea and Liverpool are apparently ready to battle out to sign Jadon Sancho. They've been dragged into the race for Jadon Sancho. They both think that he could be the player of the the superstar of the decade, which is mad. He's a good player. He's a very good player. He didn't play professionally in England. I don't even know if he got a full debut for Man City in the Premier League, but he was definitely in the academy next to Phil Foden, I guess Brahim Diaz and Eric Garcia. They were all together. And Man United did come very close to signing him, but Borussia Dortmund refused to sell last summer as their conditions were not met. However, this summer they're apparently willing to do a Corona discount for the Englishman, and that's all down to like the shaky monetary conditions of world football at the moment, and especially if Borussia Dortmund don't get Champions League football, but I think they will now. I think they're pretty confident in doing that. I don't think they really want to sell Erling Haaland this summer, but they do want to get some money from a transfer, and Jadon Sancho looks like the player they want to sell the most. So they want to sell him, really. He might want to come to England, take that next step up in his career, but I don't know if he would join Chelsea. I'm pretty sure he was a Chelsea fan. I think he'd be very good in the Liverpool squad, but he's not getting. I don't know if he'd get in front of Salah or Mane at the start. So, and I don't think he plays centrally either. Maybe Salah playing central. They play that 4-2-3-1 with Sancho in the middle, but I don't know. They'd have to sell one of them first. And Man United, they say they need a winger. They got Marcus Rashford on the left, and on the right they have Mason Greenwood coming through, Dan James as well. I don't think they desperately need a winger. And also, I think he'd work very well in this Chelsea formation with the two sort of wide number 10s, maybe alongside Christian Pulisic or Mason Mount or Timo Werner or Hakim Ziyech. The possibilities are endless. It's mad. However, the new price would be 100 million euros, which I'm pretty sure is about 90 million pounds. I think that's a fair price, to be fair. He's a very good player. Although he's a bit injury prone. He's only just come back from injury, and he can be a little bit stop-start. Didn't have the best 2020, but ever since 2021 has come in, he's been very, very good for Borussia Dortmund. Real Madrid will be hoping to overcome an away goal deficit against Chelsea at the home on Wednesday night at Chelsea's home ground, Stamford Bridge, in the battle to get into the Champions League finals. However, it'll be difficult because there are apparently 4 absentees that will be, or new absentees that did play last week but won't play this week. Those 4 players are Marcelo, not due to an injury, I think it's due to a contract situation or something, Dani Carvajal, Lucas Vazquez, and also Rafael Varane, which is the big one. However, Sergio Ramos and Mendy look like they may be able to come back after they've been given the green light, but you never know, they may get injured. I don't hope they get injured, but they may get injured in training, or they might get injured in the game, forcing Zinedine Zidane to sub them off. But Rafael Varane is the big one. I don't think they'll go out with a 3 at the back formation mirroring Chelsea like they did last time, because Chelsea were just all over them. But it's gonna be an interesting game, especially from a Chelsea point of view. I'm gonna be nervous, but I think I have a bit of confidence going into this game. So hopefully, with the injuries Real Madrid have been not blessed with, Chelsea have been blessed with it. With the injuries that Real Madrid have been hit with, maybe Chelsea can take advantage and get into the Champions League final. Then from there, you have no idea. So Ousmane Dembele joined Barcelona back in 2017, I think, for £135 million. He was an absolute baller for Borussia Dortmund under Thomas Tuchel. He was the manager at the time. He had Christian Pulisic on the left, who's now playing at Chelsea, Ousmane Dembele on the right, Marco Reus down the middle, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang up top, who is currently playing for Arsenal. But Ousmane Dembele really, or Thomas Tuchel got the best out of Ousmane Dembele, and that's the best manager he's ever said he's had. Speaking to BEIN Sports, Dembele explained, Thomas Tuchel really convinced me. He's my favourite manager. With Thomas Tuchel, I played a bit more on the right-hand side at the beginning of the season, then moved more centrally in a number 10 position, sometimes even in a midfield 3. It would have been hard to leave Dortmund if Tuchel had stayed, which shows how much he really thinks Thomas Tuchel is such a good manager and got the best out of him. And during the January transfer window, there were a few talks, rumours talking about maybe circulating Dembele leaving Barcelona and Chelsea being in the running to maybe pick him up on a cheap. He cost about £50 million, but considering he's still 23, he's so skillful, so fast, I think it would be a good move, especially if we get a striker like Aguero on a free. However, he has been littered with injuries over in Spain, and he's got just 29 goals in 4 years at the club. His contract also runs out at the end of next year, so if we don't sign him this summer on a bit of a cheaper deal, maybe he could run down that contract and we get him on a free next year. And he'd only be 24 years old, which could be absolutely mental if Thomas Tuchel is still at the club. Because we all know how Roman Abramovich treats his managers. Now, lastly, a few weeks ago, I reported on a story talking about Sevilla maybe being interested in signing Hakim Ziyech, but then realising that Chelsea are in the running for Jules Kounde, and they could potentially be happy, or there were some talks linking Ziyech going to Sevilla and then Kounde going to Chelsea. And according to Spanish media outlet El Gol Digital, they are reporting that Chelsea are eager to beat Manchester United to the signing of the highly rated French defender Jules Kounde. The same article also states that Chelsea could have an advantage over Manchester United, given the Spanish side having an interest in bringing Hakim Ziyech to Sevilla in a part exchange deal. And further on in that story, Sevilla are apparently prepared to reduce Kounde's asking price by 50%. They're doing a half-price deal as long as Hakim Ziyech goes the other way. Sevilla are currently apparently looking for £52 million if he were to leave Sevilla this summer. But apparently they are willing to reduce their asking price to £26 million as long as Hakim Ziyech goes the other way. Now, Hakim Ziyech, he costs £33 million, which by all means is a lot of money, but considering the state of football transfers these days, it's not really that much considering how much of a good player he is. However, he has not really been able to settle in at Chelsea properly. I think he's found the physicality quite difficult in England, but he's literally had he's not even finished one season yet. This is still his first season. And in Mason Mount's first season in England, every player's first season in England would have been difficult trying to just get used to that physicality change, because it is different between the Netherlands and England. He has scored just the 1 goal and got 3 assists in 20 games in the Premier League this season for Chelsea. However, I don't see him leaving. I don't see all the stories talking about Timo Werner going to or leaving again, or Ziyech going, or I don't think there were any on Chilwell or Havertz. I don't see any of the new signings that came in last summer leaving straight away. However, Chelsea may be tempted, as we do have such good squad depth in that similar position with Ziyech, Mount, Pulisic, Hudson, Odoi, Werner, Havertz, all able to play in that same role. And if we can get Jules Kounde for £26 million, then I don't know, we may have to weigh up the options. Anyway, that is all for today. Thank you very much for watching. Comment your thoughts on the stories. I always say this, but none of you actually do it. Actually, comment your thoughts. I'll reply to every single one. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're around here. I think we just hit 6,300 subscribers, which is absolutely crazy. 6,309. That is so mental. You don't understand what that means to me. Jesus. All right. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.